You know what? Warmth. It's, I see you, I care about you. That's beautiful, actually. But if you said that to someone in, say, Britain, they would immediately start looking for a restaurant. No, actually. Should we go somewhere? I know a great place. Completely literal. Completely missed the point. And in Japan, small talk often avoids anything personal. You talk about the season, the weather, current events. Very neutral. Very respectful of space. Whereas in some Latin American cultures, like Brazil, Colombia, small talk gets personal fast. Are you married? Do you have kids? Where are you from? And it's not nosy, it's warm. So the same question that feels caring in one place feels intrusive in another. Which means, if you're learning English and you want to do small talk well, you also have to understand the cultural layer underneath the words. You're not just learning what to say, you're learning when, how, and how much. Exactly. And that's actually harder than people think. All right, let's get practical. Because I know our listeners are thinking, okay, great, but what do I actually say? So let's go through some real situations. Yes. Situation 1, the elevator. Oh, the elevator. The most terrifying 30 seconds in professional life. Why is it so scary, though? Genuinely. Because you're trapped. You can't leave. You can't look at your phone without being obvious about it. And there's this unspoken pressure. Someone should probably say something, but who? And the longer the silence goes, the more awkward it gets to break it. Exactly. So, what do? You go first. Just go first. Don't wait for them. Something super low pressure like, busy day? Or almost Friday? Or even just, how's it going? Short, easy to answer, doesn't demand anything. And here's the key. You're not trying to have a full conversation in the elevator. You're just filling the space with something human. Right. You're not solving world peace in 30 seconds. You're just being a person, which apparently is hard for a lot of us, more than we'd like to admit. Okay, situation 2. You're at a party or a work event. You don't know many people. You spot someone standing alone. Ooh, this one I have feelings about. Tell me. So a lot of people hesitate here because they think, maybe they want to be alone. Maybe I'll be annoying. And I get that instinct. But honestly, if someone is standing alone at a social event and they're not on their phone, they're almost definitely hoping someone comes over. The phone is the do not disturb sign. Exactly. No phone, open body language, kind of scanning the room. That is a green light. Walk over. And what do you say? Something situational. Something that connects you both to the same moment. Like, great music, right? Or, have you tried the food? That thing with the cheese is incredible. Very specific, because it's real. You're not performing. You're just sharing your experience and inviting them into it. And then the best follow-up question at any party. How do you know the host? Classic. Because it opens a whole story. And once someone starts telling a story, the conversation takes care of itself. You just have to listen. Which is actually, and I cannot stress this enough, the most underrated skill in small talk. Listening. People think small talk is about what you say, but the people who are genuinely good at it, they're incredible listeners. They pick up on little details. They ask follow-up questions. They make you feel like what you're saying actually matters. And that feeling, that you actually heard me feeling, that's what makes someone memorable. That's what makes someone want to talk to you again. Okay, I want to pause here because I know there are listeners right now thinking, this all sounds very strategic, very calculated. Isn't small talk supposed to be spontaneous? Oh, here we go. I'm just saying what people are thinking. No, it's a fair point, and I want to address it properly. So, yes, on the surface, learning small talk techniques sounds fake, right? Like you're following a script. It does feel that way. But here's my counter-argument. Everything feels unnatural before it becomes a habit. The first time you drove a car, was it natural? I nearly hit a lamppost. Right. But now you drive without thinking about it. Your hands just know what to do. Small talk is the same. You practice the phrases, you internalize the patterns, and then one day you're just doing it without thinking. And it's genuine. Okay, I'll give you that. But, and this is important, there is a fake version of small talk, and everyone has experienced it. Oh, absolutely. The how are you while already looking over your shoulder version. Yes. When someone asks how you are and you can literally tell they don't care. They're already halfway through their next thought. That version is the worst. And that's not what we're talking about. So what's the difference? Presence. That's the whole difference. Real small talk, even about something tiny and ordinary, has presence in it. You're actually there. You're actually interested, even slightly, in the other person. Even for 2 minutes. Even for 30 seconds. You don't have to love the person. You just have to be open to them. And people feel that. They always feel that. That's actually kind of a profound point, hiding inside a conversation about elevator chat. That's kind of our whole thing, isn't it? All right, let's talk about the mistakes. Because I think this is where it gets really useful for our listeners. What are the most common small talk mistakes people make? Oh, I have a list. Of course you do. Mistake number 1, going too deep, too fast. This is huge. You're in the elevator and you suddenly ask, so do you feel fulfilled in your career? That's not small talk. That's a therapy session. Floor, please. Small talk has a depth dial, and you start it at 1 or 2. You only turn it up if the other person turns it up first. Follow their lead, always. Mistake number 2, talking only about yourself. This one is so common, and people genuinely don't realize they're doing it. They answer a question and then just keep going. And going. The monologue. The dreaded monologue. Good small talk is a tennis match. You hit, they hit. You hit. Back and forth. If you're hitting 20 times in a row, Something is wrong. What's mistake number 3? Filling every silence. This is interesting because I think a lot of people, especially people who are nervous, feel like silence means failure. So they panic and say anything just to fill it. And then they say something weird. Yes. But actually, a small, comfortable silence is fine. It's normal. It doesn't mean the conversation is dead. It might mean you're both just thinking. Exactly. Let it breathe. And mistake number 4, being too negative. This one is subtle. Like, a little complaining can be bonding. Ugh, this weather, right? But if every topic you bring up is a complaint, a criticism, something wrong with the world, people start to feel heavy around you. They start to associate talking to you with feeling drained. And that's the opposite of what small talk should do. Small talk should feel light. That's kind of in the name. Exactly. Light. Easy. Like a door that opens easily, not one you have to kick down. Okay, so, for our listeners who are learning English and want to actually get better at this, what are some real phrases? Let's give them something concrete. Yes. Okay, so for starting a conversation, super simple ones that actually work. How's your day going? Busy week? Have you been here before? That last one works in so many situations. Coffee shop, gym, work event. And what about keeping a conversation going? Because I think that's where a lot of people get stuck. They start okay, but then it just dies. Right, so the secret weapon here is what I call the +1 rule. You answer the question, and then you add one small thing, one detail, one question back. Give an example. Okay, so someone says, "How was your weekend?" A nervous response is just, "Good, thanks." That's a dead end. But a +1 response is, "Good, actually. I finally tried that new coffee place near the office. Have you been there?" And now they have something to respond to. The conversation lives. You gave it something to breathe. That's all it takes. One small addition. I love that. What about ending a conversation gracefully? Because I think people also struggle with, how do I wrap this up without being rude? Oh, this is so important. Because a lot of people either talk too long because they don't know how to exit, or they exit so abruptly that it feels cold. The hard cut. Okay, bye. Yes, the hard cut. So, good ways to end. It was really nice chatting with you. I'll let you get back to it. We should catch up properly sometime. These are warm, natural, they signal the end without slamming a door. And they leave the other person feeling good, which is the whole point. Which is always the whole point. Can we talk about the online version of this? Because so much of communication now happens over text, over messages. And I think small talk has moved there too. Oh, absolutely. And in some ways it's harder because you lose tone, you lose facial expression, you lose all those little signals that tell you how the other person is feeling. So something that sounds friendly in person can read as cold in a message. Completely. Like, sure, with a period can sound fine out loud, but in a text message, that period is doing a lot of emotional work. The passive-aggressive period. Everyone has felt the passive-aggressive period at some point. So, online small talk? The rules are similar, but you have to compensate a little more. Be slightly warmer than you think you need to be. Ask one follow-up question. Use their name. Using someone's name in a message feels so personal. Because it is. It says, "I see you specifically. I'm not just sending a mass message." It costs you nothing, and it means everything. That's such a good point. Okay, I want to bring up something that we haven't talked about yet, and I think it's really important. What about people who are genuinely shy or introverted? Because everything we've said so far assumes a certain level of comfort with talking to people. But for some listeners, even the idea of approaching a stranger feels physically stressful. Yes, and I want to be careful here, because I don't want to make anyone feel like being introverted is something to fix. Right. Introversion is not a problem. It's not. But, and this is the thing, even introverted people need to connect. Even people who find social interaction draining still benefit from it. Still need it. So what do you do if you're someone who finds this genuinely difficult? You start smaller than you think. You don't jump to strangers at parties. You start with the cashier at your regular coffee shop, the person you see every morning at the bus stop. Low stakes, familiar faces. Just one sentence. Busy morning? And that's it. And you build the muscle slowly. Exactly. Because that's what it is, a muscle. And like any muscle, the more you use it, the less it hurts. And the more natural it feels. Until one day you're at a party, and you walk up to someone standing alone and you just do it. Without thinking, without rehearsing. You just talk. In that moment where it stops being scary, that's actually kind of a big deal. It is. All right, we're coming up on time, and I want to land this properly because I think there's something really important underneath everything we've talked about today. Say it. So, we've been talking about small talk, phrases, techniques, situations, mistakes, and all of that is useful. But I think the real point, the thing that actually matters, is this. Every person you pass in a day has a whole life you know nothing about. Every coworker, every stranger in line, every person in the elevator. They have worries, they have joys. They have days where everything goes wrong and days where something small made them smile. And most of the time, we walk right past all of that. We walk past it because we're busy, because we're on our phones, because starting a conversation feels like a risk. But small talk, real small talk, the present, curious kind, is how you reach through that distance, even just for a moment. One sentence, one question, one, how's your day going, that you actually mean. And sometimes that's nothing. Sometimes it's just a pleasant 30 seconds and that's it. But sometimes it becomes something. A friendship, a connection, a moment someone remembers for years. And you never know which one it's going to be until you start. So start. That's the whole message. Just start. Yeah. Okay, that got a little deep. It always does with us. It really does. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for spending this time with us today. If this episode made you think, if it made you want to try something, even something small, then we did our job. And if you're listening to this on your commute right now, on the bus or the train, look up for a second. There's probably someone near you. You don't have to say anything, but maybe, just maybe, you could. Until next time, everyone, take care of yourselves and take care of each other. See you next episode.